So I was reading about UPI and it seems like things are shifting again.
Oh, yeah. What's the latest? I mean, it feels like the rules are always changing with these digital payment platforms.
Well, NPCI, the folks who run UPI, have extended the 30% market share cap for apps like PhonePe and Google Pay by another 2 years.
That's interesting. I guess it was probably a lot of pressure to hit that cap. So another 2 years makes sense.
Exactly. And what's even more surprising is that they've removed user limits for WhatsApp Pay, which is a pretty big deal.
Wow, that is huge. They had a cap before, right? Something like 100 million users.
Yep, they did. So now WhatsApp Pay can potentially onboard all of their users in India.
So it's like giving them a full green light to compete with the big players. That's a major shift, isn't it?
It really is. It's like they are saying, okay, go ahead and try to grab some of that market share.
It's like they are trying to level the playing field. I mean, with the duopoly that PhonePe and Google Pay had.
Precisely. It's almost like they're saying, okay, we need a little more competition. Let's see what happens now.
It's kind of like having a race where two runners are way ahead, and now everyone else gets a head start to catch up.
That's a great analogy. It gives other apps a chance to, make a dent in that market.
And it's needed, right? I mean, PhonePe and Google Pay have had such a significant lead with like 85% of the market.
That's right. With PhonePe at 48% and Google Pay at 37%, it's a pretty clear dominance.
I mean, those are pretty impressive numbers, but it also shows the need for more players and more competition.
Absolutely. It's better for the consumer to have options and not just two dominant players.
So, what's the reason for the extension? I mean, is it purely for the sake of competition?
Well, they're saying they want to avoid concentration risk and also ensure security for the UPI system.
That makes sense. You wouldn't want one or two players controlling everything in that digital payment world.
Exactly. It's like, not putting all your eggs in one basket. You need to spread things out a bit.
Right. I mean, if something happened to one major player, it could really disrupt things for a lot of people.
Exactly. And they want to also give new players like Navi or Fampe a better chance to grow.
But I guess even with the newer players, they only have like a combined 2% of the market.
Yeah, it's barely a dent, but it's a start. I guess they have to start somewhere.
Well, it's like planting seeds. It takes time for them to grow. It's not going to happen overnight.
That's true. And NPCI is also trying to push their own app, BHIM, which is, well, a separate entity now.
Oh, yeah. I remember reading about that. Isn't it like their kind of national infra, they call it?
Exactly. They're trying to promote it and also globalize it while ensuring it remains popular in India.
Interesting. So it's like they're trying to wear multiple hats at once, trying to promote competition and their own platform too.
It does seem that way. They want a balanced market, but they also want BHIM to succeed.
Well, it's a complex landscape, isn't it? I mean, all these changes and extensions make things quite unpredictable.
Yeah, it's a lot to digest, but it will be really interesting to see how the market shifts over the next couple of years.
I totally agree. It will be fun to watch how these new players compete now that they have more opportunities, right?
Absolutely. It's like watching a new season of a competitive show. You have no idea who might rise to the top.
Well, let's see what happens with UPI in 2025 and beyond. It's going to be an exciting time for digital payments.